Hey, Mr. Roberts, Jeremy here. Wow, it's been a few months since I made the last video, but a lot has changed. A lot has changed, and I'm really excited to share that with you. I want to touch on three things. First is what kind of trouble I've been causing this past year. Second, what I've learned and the valuable key takeaways. Third, what I'm up to right now. And I actually have a special surprise announcement that I haven't told you yet. Really excited to share that. But let's dive in. So I believe where I left off with you, the last video was I was starting a new job. So I've been at this place called Fiserv, Fiserv, not Pfizer, the pharmaceutical company. People get it twisted all the time just because it sounds alike. But I've been there for just over a year now. And as a risk analyst, fighting crime, basically financial crime, and mainly a lot of programming as well. So I'm doing a lot of coding, and picked up that skill while I was there. So I'm learning a lot this past year, which is basically me learning the skill. I also was talking to you about the business I was starting back at the end of last year, and with my partner Zane, and we were just launching our business, right? Selling our meal prep containers online, my first e-commerce business, and we actually did really well. I shocked myself. In 6 months, we became profitable. We broke even and started making some money. So in 6 months, that was like February, March, yeah, and of this year, February, March, and then something happened. My partner and his family, there was some issues there, and so my partner was kind of out of the scene at that time for a few months, and it was just all on me, and it was just trying to do so much, right? So I was working at Pfizer from 7 to 5, and then after that, I was just working on my business. I had no life. I even neglected my girlfriend and was neglecting things that I like to do, and just because the business came first, and I didn't have balance, and neglected my health too, and it was really stressful. And because of that stress, I burnt out, and as a result, just a couple months ago, I sold the business, and I'll talk to you more about that a little bit later. But I sold the business. But second thing I want to talk to you about is my key takeaways, basically, on a business. And first one is, if I'm getting into business, you really want to focus on solving a problem, right? And providing value. And I feel like the businesses that do the best are really solving problems. And I didn't feel that way with meal prep containers, right? I mean, it's Tupperware ultimately, and I was just really focusing on targeting the right people and selling them my product. But really, there was nothing significantly different with my product, right? I didn't feel like it was really solving a problem. And that leads me to my second thing is like time, right? Time is your most valuable asset. And just looking back and reflecting, it's like, do I really want to spend my time and really burn out selling something that's just okay and something I'm not even really have a connection to? And another thing too is I need to focus on my strengths, right? And outsource the rest instead of becoming burnt out. Focus and double down on my strengths because my time is limited. So time is so valuable, and I'm learned really to I have the confidence to really to just kind of just step out, right, and just take that leap and kind of just think creatively on my toes. So I'm really proud of that as well. But if I was to do it over again, there's 4 things that I would really focus on next time around, which is what I'm implementing now, is really focusing on self-control and self-discipline. So I'm really having like set times where I'm doing my daily devotion and mind kind of developing my mind in the morning, and working out and eating healthier, and not because I want to become buff or just become ripped, but I just really need to just lay these principles down just so I become disciplined and have a certain schedule. The second thing would be focus on my strengths. Do less but do better, right? And in order to identify my strengths, really just I have to experience more. I got to fail more, right? And and that, I think that's the key though, really simplicity, really focusing on your strengths and honing those, right? And doubling down on those and outsource the rest. And I mean, another thing too I learned was I feel like the companies that brand themselves the best are those that really communicate the simplest what they do. And so I feel like business, I mean, if you can make it as simple as possible and focus on just a few things, I really that'll skyrocket you and you'll be unstoppable. Another third thing is measure and reflect. So really keep a journal or something like that. And I mean, that's what I'm doing, and measuring, what I'm doing and what I've done, and really reflecting on the choices that I made that day or that week or that month, and seeing if it's getting closer to my goal or who I want to be. Another thing would be, the last thing, if I was to do it again, is be indispensable, be valuable. Just be a man of value, right? And really taking the time to go out and meet other like-minded people and some friends, and just be kind, be friendly, right? And share what I know with the world. The more I learn, I feel like the more valuable I become. So continue to learn and be a man of value, and share that. So those are the top 4 things I would do, and that's what I'm implementing now. If I was to do it all over again, because at the beginning of last year, or at the beginning of when I started my business, the end of last year, I was really just focused on the money, because I just got out of college and I wanted to make some money, right? I mean, simple as that. And so my mind wasn't really, I guess, mature enough. And that leads me to, I guess, what I've been doing now, what I've been up to just recently. And I've actually developed this new skill in videography and editing. A few months ago, my friend, she was getting married, and she asked me to record her wedding for her. And because I had a camera, and I did. And then I did some editing, and I did some voiceovers, and shared it, put it on YouTube, and yeah, she told me I did really well, and all her friends and everyone else told me that I did really well. So because I posted that video, I now have people coming to me asking me to do their weddings, and so I just booked my first paid wedding, and so with that money, the deposit, I'm actually going to buy myself a new camera, and just kind of roll with that. So I'm trying new things, experiencing new things, and just so I'll see where that leads. So I'm doing that on the side, along with working at Pfizer still. But the big surprise announcement, what I'm excited to share with you, is that I'm getting married. I'm getting married, and her name is Grace. I'm not sure if I told you about her earlier, but I'm getting married. I've been with her for 2 years now, and I proposed to her a few months ago in July. I proposed, and she's the love of my life. She's great. She balances me out. She's kind of the more timid, quiet. I'm more of the outspoken, more opinionated one. So it's a good balance. And I'm getting married next February. And I actually recorded a video of the proposal if you want to see it. So I'll link that down in the video description box. I'll link that down. So as you can see, a lot has changed this past year. And I have changed. My mindset has definitely changed. I feel like it's become more mature, but I feel more balanced. I feel more present. I feel in tune with where I'm at and who I am. I feel more honest with myself. But for now, I'm just focusing on planning my wedding out and trying to get my mind right before I marry the love of my life, and trying to find a different apartment, because right now I'm still with my roommate, and just trying to get my life together right now. This is pretty much my big focus point. But I'll send you an invitation, and I just wanted to keep you updated and say thank you, Mr. Roberts. I always, when I feel lazy, or when I feel like I am not moving forward or growing, I think of you, honestly, just because you have invested in me. So I'm constantly just trying to learn, just be a student, and do my best to provide value. and that's my focus now. But thank you, appreciate you, and let me know how you're doing. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful holiday with your family, and I will talk to you later.